delved into their back catalogue as deeply as you have, for sure, but I will say that their Greatest Hits is an insane album and 100% worth watching, or listening to, rather, especially in the summer. It's not my album for the summer, but it would be a good one.
Yeah,
Eric,
definitely.
all right, so what we got? What's going on in the car?
Okay, so it's, as per usual, it's a long evening at the office. I'm coming out, done up to the nines, best suit, there's pinstripes, there's braces, it's all going on. And I get in the car, thinking, oh, crikey me, God in heaven, what am I doing? And then flip on the engine, bang in a Benson, fire it up, turn on the radio, and then on comes the Human League, Don't You Want Me Baby, from the album Dare, last track of the album, and you just hear the synth come in. And even though I may be driving some knackered up, tired car with dents down the side and dust all up the side of it, at that point, you're in the red Porsche 911. Wherever you are, you're the yuppie scum, and it's brilliant. It's Patrick Bateman come, early 80s stockbroker, come Miami Vice.
I was going to say this. Are you about to murder about 5 people?
No.
Sounds great.
I was just about to wear a very nice suit. What I was actually going to be doing was completely different, not in the slightest similar. But I was about to murder some style, baby. That's what I was about to do.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that's
Hi-oh.
So that's
I
it.
love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, so driving back down country roads, having that blasting in the suit, you feel $1 million, and so that's it. I mean, the actual album itself, it's got some hit and miss tracks, and the irony was I think it's 10 songs long. Dare, certainly 10 or 11, and I remember listening to an interview with them. I think it may have been Phil Oakley saying that the Don't You Want Me Baby was just a bit of a naff song they banged on at the end of the album. They thought it would be a bit of a sing-along. They thought it would be just something to round off the album. They weren't putting too much effort into it, because naturally around at the time, it was quite experimental. It wasn't the synth we know and love. And that was just the thing that I thought, right, well, this will round off the album, no problems. And that was the number one hit. I mean, there's some fantastic songs on it, but that was actually, I believe it was Christmas number 1, 1981. So yeah, it's a fantastic song, and if you ever need a trivia question, name a Christmas number 1 that no one else knows. Don't You Want Me Baby?
Oh,
amazing.
Yeah, like a pointless answer, right?
Yeah,
Like the game show Pointless. Yeah,
that's it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's no one thinks Don't You Want Me Baby, but yeah, it was Christmas number 1 in the early 80s.
that track is just so good. I love the synthesizers are great, but then the drums as well, they're like so robotic, like the most extreme, that that snare thing.
Yeah.
Oh man, and the little shaker, hi-hat, whatever it is, it's a synth shaker or something, but that it's like it's going nowhere. It's like a metronome. So good.
And if you get a chance to listen to a 12-inch version of it, obviously they break it down and they just play all the various little parts of it. And I love my classical music, and I particularly like Wagner because you can hear all the little tiny parts that make up the fantastic. It's almost like a grandfather clock, the piece of equipment, and when every little piece of it comes together, it's a fantastic song. And very much in the same way that Don't You Want Me Baby, if you listen to the 12-inch, you can hear every little perfect piece of it, and then it all comes together for the last couple of minutes, and you think, yeah, that really is a fantastic, well-written song at a very experimental time of synth. And that's what makes it so great to listen to when you're driving home after a long day and you're thinking, yeah, I'm the bee's knees.
I love the fact that you compared Phil Oakey with Wagner.
I mean,
I wonder if he's
just
ever
in
been
musical
compared to Wagner
expertise.
ever before.
yeah, just in musical expertise, literally nothing else. Legally starting to sweat, but
Excellent. Greg, what's your track / album that you're banging on?
Okay, so instantaneously, this is actually something I found when I was at uni, so when I was 19, 20. I'm not a big fan of this band in general. but they have a place. They're a niche. They fill a very niche role for me, but they fill it very well. Sounds weird. I'm not going to say it like that again. Oh dear. And this band is Nickelback.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and it's the album All the Right Reasons. So not the Silver Side Up, the big one with How You Remind Me On. This has got ones like Animal. I can't remember any of the other names of the songs now. Literally, I only listen to it in the car on a CD, so I barely know half the names of the songs. But it is a fantastic album for it. It will get you pumping. It will make you drive 10 miles an hour faster than your average speed, that whatever you do. So just bear that in mind. It's just super overproduced, but the vocals are great. The instrumentation's great. The drums sound like some sort of machine is playing them. Might as well not be a human being, but it doesn't matter. There's like different like vocal loops and like these like perfectly timed delays on the vocals. So it's, oh man, it's terrible really, but it's so good. In the car, driving at some speed, speed limit, of course. Disclaimer: under the speed limit, but at a decent speed. You're on the motorway. You're not on a. You're probably not on like an A road somewhere behind a lorry, but you're definitely on the motorway driving as fast as legally and as safely as possibly. Yeah, but yeah, guys, I don't know if either of you have heard this album. It is don't listen to it unless you're in that situation. Otherwise, it won't hit quite as well. But trust, it's so good for that one purpose. And yeah, I can't recommend it enough for that. It's so good.
Amazing. I've actually not got that. I've not got a copy of that album. I've not listened to it all in one. But obviously, like I know Photograph and Rockstar and like the big hitters on it for sure.
Yeah.
And I just looked it up. There's 7 singles off that album. That's nuts. That's a strong album. 7 out of 11 were singles.
Yeah,
that's amazing. That's what you want. Yeah, 2005 as well. That's the.
Animals is the one, by the way. I don't know if you guys have heard that one, but on the album, that's the one. If you can, just pick one song from it, that's the one to listen to.
Okay, cool. I'll get on it.
The singing on it is great. I tell you what, people take the mick out of Nickelback all the time, but
Chad.
It's not. Chad's got some vocals on him.
Oh, serious pipes.
Yeah,
and he can reach these notes that are insane. Yeah, they're good. Give it a go. I'm getting a bit too excited. I need to stop talking about it. But it's trust me, it's solid.
Are you sure Nickelback isn't one of the guilty pleasure things from last week?
I almost said it. I almost said Nickelback, to be honest, but then I thought, no, actually, I wouldn't turn it down at traffic lights. I'd like to just keep it going, blaring.
Oh,
so
yeah, man. Excellent. Right, I'm putting the gavel down. Gentlemen, I think it's time to wet our whistles once more. Shall we take things up a notch, drink-wise?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
What you got, Eric?
Well, this time I was thinking, let's continue on the theme of summer drinks, summer garden party. And as I said earlier, the old faithful, the old gin and tonic. I've decided to branch out with my drinks. I mean, with the gin and tonic, I was always a classic, straight down the middle. London dry gin, Indian style tonic water, ample servings of lemon. But recently I've been moving into the more flavoursome gins. I've been moving into the more fruity tonics, the botanicals, all that sort of thing, really just to spice up that old favourite, the gin and tonic, because it's a good night out drink when you're on the boys with the London dry gins. But if you've got friends round, if you've got... Well, it's solid. You can have 10 gin and tonics. I mean, it's not just your usual baby sham, Adam. You can have...
One can have 10 gin and tonics of an evening. Mate, I love the scene. I love the everyone else is getting Carlings at 4:30 Gatwick North.
Yes.
But you're on the gin and tonics with the fruity botanicals, are you?
This is it, yeah.
4:30 a.m. waiting for your flight to Alicante.
The red trues, and of course
the flying horse,
and the briefcase naturally, because it's got all of the perfect things to hold the various purchases in duty free. One has the little secure pocket for the passport and the boarding pass. There's room for a bottle of something. Chocolates for the missus, and at the same time you can pile it high with Bensons and cigars and all that sort of thing. So, but recently I have been getting into my gins, and I found a particularly nice gin. It's called... Let's just reach over for it. There we go. It's called Copperhouse Dry Gin.
Oh, nice. And, I think I've heard of that one.
Yeah, it really is good. And the reason why I like it is, as well as it was a leaving present before I moved up to North Wales, but I was actually looking into the gin itself. And I'm just having a look at the back of it now. And it's got juniper in there, it's got citrus, it's got floral notes, and it's been brewed in a proper copper still. And it's from Southwold, actually, which is in East Anglia. And the reason why I quite like it is because if you know your literature, George Orwell, when he came back from the Burma police, before he wrote all of his famous books, he had a bit of a stint in Southwold, and it was known as a Little Raj by the Sea because it's a coastal town, and it had so many Anglo-Indians who used to be out in the Empire administration settled there. It was like India on sea, basically. So it's got that classic sort of quintessential English summer garden party. It's fruity, it's floral, but at the same time it's got those notes of tradition in it. And I thought I'd top it off with a very nice tonic with some rhubarb, and it's got to be Fever Tree. The only downside to Fever Tree is that there isn't enough of it. Have you ever noticed the size of the bottles?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
If you're having a big party, or you're settling in, or you're going on a lad's holiday at 4 o'clock in the morning, there needs to be more tonic in the bottle. And I think it's not big enough. It's just not big enough. I mean, one can't cheap out on the mixers, but then again, the 2-litre bottle of miscellaneous tonic water, you're going for weeks. You've got tonic for days.
Yeah, true.
So a bit of that, bit of the old Copperhouse, bit of Fever Tree, something fruity, bang a few botanicals in there, bit of lemon, and you're on to a winner. I mean, it's an award-winning gin. It won the International Wine and Spirit Competition 2013, so it's got some pedigree behind it, and it would be a great one to introduce people to gin and tonics to. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be mixing up.
Amazing.
Fantastic. Such
a good choice. Well described as well. I was with you every step of the way there, man. That was great.
Yeah.
That's shout out to the Copperhouse gin distillery. Do they call them gin house? Or
yeah.
What do they call them?
Yeah. I think it may be I think it'll be a distillery. Yeah, it's Adnams Southwold Copperhouse Dry Gin, distilled in the heart of Southwold. So if you're ever down that way, give it a go.
Amazing. Yeah, shout out to them. If you're listening, please send us a bottle. We'd love that. We'd drink it on a night out. We're going to go Clapham Infernos. We're going to have the pre-drinks on Copperhouse G&Ts. We'll pile those in. Then we'll get on the Perry once we hit Infernos.
Oh, God.
So, obviously, you're also invited to that, Eric. As is everybody else who's featured on the podcast. You're all invited to the night out, and you're all invited to the Churchill Day. Do you? If you so wish to destroy yourself for a day, bring a few quid because it won't be cheap, and also do not plan anything for the next day. Do not plan anything.
Oh dear. I mean, I love it how Churchill only used to drink and behave like that when he had the entirety of the British Empire's money reserves at his fingertips. He thought, I'm going to nail a few bottles of champagne a day. I've literally got the greatest empire's wealth, but I'm doing it, baby.
Absolutely.
Big time. So also, on that note, we've actually got we've got a little date in the diary for our inaugural Blokes podcast golf tournament, haven't we, Graham?
We do indeed.
We're going to go play a little round in a couple of Saturdays' time. So yeah, please wish us luck because we're going to need it. Have you got some clubs now, Greg?
Yes, I got them the other day. Yesterday, actually, I had a round with my dad.
Sweet.
And have got the clubs. I ordered from Amazon my golf glove
Oh yes, yeah, man.
So that's ready to go, and so I'm ready to go. I'm feeling good. I didn't